there's been there's been some crazy stuff going on in the world this week, just in the world of news, in the world of science, technology. So it's likely you've heard about this, you've seen the video, you know something about Elon Musk's company Neuralink.
Yeah, and
They
there's something about a pig thrown in there. Yeah,
Yep, yep.
I'm sure you've seen something about it.
I've only seen the
You've at least
memes.
seen a headline, and you were like, "What is this going on about?"
I've never thought that I would see Elon Musk and something about neurons and a pig all in the same sentence, right?
It's like a bad Black Mirror episode.
Exactly.
So on Friday, they unveiled a coin-sized prototype of a brain implant developed by Elon Musk's startup Neuralink to enable people who are paralyzed to operate smartphones and robotic limbs with their thoughts. Whoa. Just that sentence right there is like the implant. Okay. Basically, it said the company had worked to dramatically simplify the device since presenting an earlier version last summer. So if you didn't catch the video, there's a 1 minute quick one you can see that shows that there's this pig that has one of these implanted into it, and they are able to translate from its brain what its body is doing in motion, and are hoping to use this information to then take these implants and put it in someone who's like a quadriplegic. They can't move at all. And they would be able to control a phone, play a game, use these implants. And even as I'm saying that, I keep saying that word, it's freaking me out personally. But to unlock this whole side of life that they've completely missed out on. What did you guys think of this news? This is just mind blowing to me.
I watched the presentation when they launched the company, and I've been sort of keeping up with a lot of this, and it's the progress they're making is crazy. The project, they've made so much progress with SpaceX, and they're doing the same thing with this, and I think it's going to open up so many doors within the medical community before it gets to more consumer or like ultra rich consumer applications, and it does sound scary, the whole implant thing, but they have a similar thing now, or a very rudimentary versions of it, where it's the netting that goes in your head that you can wear, and you can control a prosthetic arm and that sort of thing, and basic movements, and or like fly a small drone with your brain signals and that sort of thing. So it's just being able to tap in physically to your brain and get a more pure, less noisy signal allows you to do so much more and have so much more detail. I think that it's gonna have the potential to get really scary, but it also has the potential to improve the lives of a lot of people.
Well,
And also
sure,
download brains.
I don't doubt that this is going to benefit people like paraplegics who will be able to, move around and control prosthetic limbs with incredible precision. But for gaming, for people like me, it's like, sure, I almost don't care how good the technology is at this point. I'm not going to
It's
let
not
anyone
worth-
come over and like peel back a part of my skull and stick something in my brain,
The little tiny
It's like
wires.
I like my skull the way it is.
Yeah, I hope maybe they'll have a less invasive method that can be applied to gaming. Just like something you put on your head, or I don't know, but
And
that's
that's what other
the ultimate
companies.
dream.
Yeah, and that's what other companies are coming up with. Where HTC, hey, these guys keep popping up again in our news sources in the most unlikely of places. HTC is popping up again with HTC Neurable. Yeah, I had to reread that. I have it written down in sort of like my prompt just so I could remember it, and I only realize now that I've never said it out loud. The HTC Neurable. It doesn't require any implants, just kind of sits on your head, and it's able to do something similar where it's reading your different, the neuron messages that are going through your body to your limbs, and you don't need to peel back your skull like an onion. So, that's that's a plus.
More of the R&D has gone into the hardware, not the name, obviously.
Yeah. They try to put neurons and able together, but
or
if
neurons and wearable.
If you watch the video, people have this thing on their head, and it looks like the things we saw in Lawnmower Man, where you were terrified of the VR future. It's got all these like not electrodes, but these like pucks that are all over your head, and the person can actually think about the remote control car that they see or the model airplane in the game and move it by thinking about it in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone in these videos has tried it is just like blown away. They say this is like the best thing they've ever seen in VR. And I would definitely try that right now if I had the opportunity.
Oh, me too.
Implanting
Oh
something,
yeah,
I'm in the same boat. I'm pretty terrified, but
you.
they're
I think you can buy the like the drone ones. Where you get a little drone and you get a little thing you put on your head and you make it go up and down, that sort of thing. There's basic
that's
versions of it you can
crazy.
get.
Oh, weird.
We
You see, the
we are in
number
the
one
future.
thing that I would want with this Neurable type of stuff, though, is to play an actual Jedi simulator. Can you imagine how cool that would be?
Yeah.
You know, we got a lot of sort of the Force type interactions with Half-Life Alyx and things like that, but being able to just think about it, it's like, I want that, can of Coke to fly into that guy's face and it'll happen,
Yeah.
would be the coolest thing I've ever done.
Just put me back in
know?
Vader Immortal with one of these on.
Right?
Destiny, you're being kind of quiet over there. What are your thoughts on some of this?
I honestly, a lot of this is over my head. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like, from what I can understand, I'm very in between. Like, I can see where it could benefit, like you said, the medical community, but at the same time, it could be kind of weird. I feel like it's almost kind of like the Facebook thing. Like, as long as the intentions are good, then there could be good benefits,
You don't trust
but
Elon
it
Musk?
could go in a weird way.
Wait, you're saying that you don't want Facebook access to your thoughts? What?
I know, isn't that weird? No. But, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm in the middle, but it's cool. It's awesome. I mean, it is definitely like stuff that like I never really saw coming.
Yeah, where I think where things can start to get different for all of this is when you're not trying to take information from the brain, you're trying to put information into the brain.
No, that's
So you
scary.
Yeah.
like sensory things, or total immersion things, that sort of stuff. You're gonna need to have, I think, something that's probably gonna be more invasive, to be like, okay, I feel this water on my hands in this VR experience,
Right.
or
So
I
so let's
see
be
it.
very clear with what the Neurable, or not the Neurable, with what Neuralink is and what it isn't. So right now, the Neuralink is simply detecting neuron output. So it is reading symbols that are signals that come from your brain that say, for example, tell my arm to move. It is just simply reading those and translating those to the computer. So, what Ryan is talking about is neuron input. And that's where it can get really creepy, where it will hijack the signals that normally come from your eye to your brain and kind of put a stopper in there and put different stuff in there. And
Oh,
that's where things can get real scary for me.
Imagine doing like a
that's
sensor,
very sketchy.
imagine doing like a sensory deprivation tank. But while you're doing that, you go into this whole other world because they're able to pipe in uh, the data that your brain needs to experience things. Yeah.
And see,
It-
right
Like
at
it-
some
this
movie
point
shit.
is right when we go straight to the dystopian future.
The Matrix.
Because that's Matrix
Christ.
level
What
stuff,
I'm
right? Like, this
picturing.
is taking it from like, oh, hey, look, I can be a Jedi, to
Yeah.
like, man, these robots are stealing my thoughts,
Yeah. Well, and for those of you out there who are hearing about this and wondering, like, have they mentioned gaming? Is this a thing? Well, actually, Neuralink has said in the long run, the company is 100% certain that brain interface devices like Link will be used in gaming. So they are thinking about this already. This isn't just us
Yeah.
hypothesizing and making some crazy link here. They're actually considering the
Yeah.
future of this. But in the meantime, what they're saying is this could not only help someone move their arm that hasn't been able to, or this could cure, basically they're touting any disease of the brain, of the mind. This could cure memory loss. This could actually help fix that once the technology is developed
Yeah.
far enough. So
I've listened to him talking about um, the stages that they want to go. They want to be able to help movement. They want to be able to help Alzheimer's. Those the increasing complexity of medical issues that you can help with these sorts of things. And then they've talked about human interfaces, being able to being able to communicate with each other, not verbally, but
Yeah, nope,
through
I'm
our
out.
through our implants. And this is all stuff that they've talked about, and all stuff that is technically possible. And it's just, as things progress, we'll see how far they go, and the privacy concerns that we'll have to address as things go. And yeah, it's definitely going to be crazy, and it's not going
Right.
to be as long as we think. Probably.
I think that we're going to have an easy 2 decades before we start seeing any of this for gaming, though.
Yeah, but 20. What is 20 years before stuff starts to get like that? Like, yeah, I
I'll
think it'll be very
40.
interesting.
I mean,
Yeah, but 40's not old. 40's definitely not old for then.
No,
You'll be
not at all.
president by then anyway.
oh right, totally forgot
Right.
about that.
You'll have to have one of these to communicate with the American people by then. You will
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah.
Adam Charlton, 2032.
You'll just get interrupted by Adam talking. Welcome, Americans.
I'll beam
to
my campaign speeches straight into your brain.
Yes.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh,
man,
it's
wow.
perfect. Well, with that, we're gonna wrap things up here. Thank you so much to the live audience. We've been doing these live streams of it. I think that's super cool. So if you are hearing the podcast, you're like, what are they talking about? Wednesday nights when we record the podcast, we live stream it to YouTube. So come check out the YouTube channel, subscribe, say hi. We actually respond to all our comments. We talk back. We're active people, but we find the time to take care of everyone who comes and hangs out with us. Tell them about the Discord server, Adam.
The Discord server is a great place if you want to come chat with us or just normally hang out. We have a pretty active Discord server. We're on there all the time. Feel free to come by, pop in, and, stay a while and listen and interact.
Yeah. Ryan, what do the patrons get?
The patrons get so much and more to come. Right now, we're getting the patrons an early version of the podcast that's ad-free. You get access to private Discord channels that we're extremely active in, and you get to get your questions that you want answered in the podcast pushed up to the top of the list. And we're definitely open to suggestions, and we want to make it as great of an option as we can. And right now, it's only was it $4.99 for the level that we have, and we definitely want to thank everybody that we have in our Patreon right now. It's amazing that we have some people right now.
And
we'd
don't
love to
forget
see
one
more.
of the bigger Patreon benefits. So if you're watching this live, you know what we're talking about. But we often stay around and just listen
That
to
is
our
true.
viewers and interact with them. We call this the Full Dive After Hours, and it is a Patreon exclusive recording that you get to interact later. So if you want to listen to us when we're a bit more relaxed after the podcast, a bit more chill, become a patron and get access to these the Full Dive After Hours forever and ever.
Get some booze into Jay.
Well, Adam, it sounds like Lindsay Charlton in the chat already. You have her vote. She's saying Adam for president. So this is the start of the
Nice.
campaign trail. It starts right now. The rest of your life, Adam, starts right now.
You got to
20
work on your
internet
speech
points to
hand.
whoever photoshops me on, Adam 2032.
There you go.
That'll be better than the last thing you were photoshopped onto.
That's good.
If you're listening to us, we're all over the place. iTunes, Google, Spotify, wherever. If you're listening, consider watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, but you think, oh, I'm missing episodes, I can't keep up all the time, check us out on one of our many sites we're on. Hang out with us. We're all over the place now. It's pretty amazing.
Everywhere.
Audience, thank you so much for being here tonight and hanging out with us. We're going to say bye from the podcast, and then we're going to go to the after hours. So if you're here for the stream, we're going to hang out with you. But bye, everybody. Bye, podcast for the week.
Hi.
Bye.